Good day, students. Welcome to our pre-calculus class again. Our next topic is about parabola. So what is a parabola? A parabola is the set of all points in the plane that are equidistant from a fixed point F called the focus and a fixed line L called the directrix. Okay, we have our theorem here. Equation of a vertical or horizontal parabola with vertex at the origin. An equation of a parabola having case number 1, we have the focus at F, 0 and C, and directrix, the line y is equal to negative c is x squared is equal to 4cy. In our case 2, focus at F, C, and 0, and directrix, the line x is equal to negative c is y squared is equal to 4cx. So you have to take note of these two formulas that we are going to follow in solving an equation of a parabola. Example 1. Sketch the parabola x squared is equal to 4y, showing its focus, directrix, and latus rectum. X squared is equal to 4y. Is it in case 1 or an equation that belongs to case number 2? So you have to analyze the things that we have discussed about the theorem a while ago. That is the equation of a vertical or horizontal parabola with vertex at the origin. Okay. This falls under the first case with c is equal to 1. Why does c is equal to 1? So as we know that in the formula we have x squared is equal to 4cy. So in the given equation, we have x squared is equal to 4y. So we need to find what is the value of c so that we can have the focus. So to get the c, we can have 4c is equal to 4 because the coefficient of y there at the given equation of a parabola is x squared is equal to 4y. So 4 is the number together with y. So to get the c, we can have 4c is equal to 4. And 4c divided by 4 is equal to 4 divided by 4. So the value of c is 1. 4. The question is, what number you're going to multiply to 4 that the product is also 4? So we need to multiply 1. 4 times 1 is 4. So the c is 1. Thus, the focus is at F, 0, and 1 because the formula here in case number 1 is F is equal to 0 and C. So our C here is 1. And the directrix is the horizontal line Y is equal to negative 1. Since in case number 1, our directrix is the line Y is equal to negative C. And our C is 1, so our directrix is negative 1. The latus rectum is then horizontal as well because it will depends on the given focus. So passing through the focus, latus rectum should pass through the focus. And as we know that our focus is 0 and 1. So we have to plot that at the y-axis because our y is 1. Thus, its equation is y is equal to 1. And its endpoints, x and y, and the parabola, that is the latus rectum, should then satisfy x squared is equal to 4 because the given equation is x squared is equal to 4y. So dapat ang latus rectum or the endpoints mag-satisfy ana nga equation. And we need to get the square root of x squared and the square root of 4. So the square root of x squared is x. The square root of 4 is positive and negative 2. So we have now the value of x, which is 2 and negative 2. And we can have these endpoints or the latus rectum of this parabola. We know already that the value of y there is 1 because that is at the focus, the y is 1. So these endpoints are the value of x, which is 2 and negative 2. So our endpoints now, there are two ordered pairs. We have 2 and positive 1 and negative 2 and 1. And this is the sketch of the parabola. X squared is equal to 4y. The f here means the focus is at 0 and 1. And the endpoints or the latus rectum, we have negative 2 and positive 1 and positive 2 and 1. And our directrix here is negative 1. And the vertex is at the origin. Kanang diin nag-meet ang x and y axis. Mauna ang origin. Example 2. Find an equation of the parabola. Number 1. With focus at 0 and 2 and directrix y is equal to negative 2. And number 2, with focus at negative 1 and 0 and directrix x is equal to 1. And it's very easy. We just apply the above theorem directly. As we know that the c there in number 1 is 2. So an equation of this parabola is, what is the formula? X squared is equal to 4cy. That's case number 1. And we have c, that is 2. So x squared is equal to 4 times cy. So 4 times 2, because our c is 2, that is 8. So our equation is x squared is equal to 8y. And in number 2, our c is negative 1. So our equation of this parabola is y squared is equal to negative 4x. It becomes negative 4. Okay, the formula in case number 2 is y squared is equal to 4 times cx. So the c there is negative 1. And we need to multiply it to 4. So positive 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. That is why our equation is y squared is equal to negative 4x, and that belongs to case number 2. Okay, we have another theorem here. Equation of a vertical or horizontal parabola in standard form. So dili na siya, ang vertex is naa sa origin. So it's either quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. So an equation of a parabola having vertex at V, it is H and K. Case number 1, we have focused at F, we have H, and K plus C, and directrix, the line Y is equal to K minus C, is X minus H squared is equal to 4 times C times Y minus K. And case number 2, we have focus at F, we have H plus C, and K, and the directrix, the line X is equal to H minus C, is Y minus K squared is equal to 4 times C times X minus H. So you have to take note of this formula para dili na mo maglibog kung saan ninyo pag-substitute if you're going to make an equation of the parabola. So we have here example number 3. Find an equation of the parabola with focus at F. We have 2 and 5, and directrix L is equal to Y equals negative 3. And example 2 is with vertex at V is equal to 6 and negative 4, and focus at negative 2 and negative 4. So what have you noticed sa given here nga focus? Wala na 0. May naa naman na sila sa quadrant. The focus is at the quadrant. So with ang ilahang directrix, and so with the vertex, dili na sa origin ang vertex. Okay, here's the solution. Just remember that essential ingredients to the equation of a parabola in standard form are the vertex, the axis, to determine which form to use, because there are two cases there, the two formula, and the directed distance of the focus and from the vertex to determine C. Okay, here in example number 1, since the directrix is horizontal, the axis must be vertical, and hence has an equation to form x is equal to h. So, ang x equal na siya sa h. Diba kay the v is the h and the k. So, pwede ra po nga ang h is the x and the k is y. Since the axis passes through the focus, its equation must then be satisfied by 2 and 5. Because mauna siya ang focus na sa first quadrant, 2 and 5. Thus, the axis is the line x is equal to 2 because x is equal to h man. So, kaning given nga focus nga 2 and 5, the ordered pair, ang x is 2. Mauna siya ang values sa x, which is the 2, and the y is 5. So the vertex must be along these two lines as well. So already happened and halfway between the focus and the directrix. So coordinate the lattice coordinate and some coordinate on the channel is under for y for the range coordinate for x coordinate coordinate 5 negative. So atong i-add ang 5 o negative 3 na average man. So atong i-divide og 2. Okay, duha man sila ka number. So, 5 plus negative 3, much, that is positive 2. I-divide na itong 2, we will get the average. We have 1. So, mauna ning ato ang vertex nga 2. Ang x, kay the axis is the line x is equal to 2. Dito sa focus pod, 2 man pod ang value sa x. So, sa vertex pod, ato ang value sa x is 2. And ang value sa y or the ordinate 5 plus negative 3 directrix line y is equal to negative 3. So, ako i-add ang y sa focus na 5 ang y sa directrix nga negative 3. Mauna ang atong y is k, the y value dito sa vertex. So, we have 5 plus negative 3 is divided by 2. So, duha man sila numbers. So, that is 1. So, finally, the absolute value of c is, we have the value of y sa focus, which is 5. I-minus na to po ang value sa y sa vertex na 1. Kung i-minus. So, we have 5 minus 1 is 4. So, since ang focus is to the right of B, we choose positive 4. And we now have the equation of the parabola. We have x minus 2 squared is equal to 16, y minus 1. Okay, nga nung x minus 2 squared, because the formula is x minus h squared man. And you look at the vertex. Diba, ang vertex kay 2 ug 1. So, ang h is 2, ang k is 1. So, kung ato anang i-substitute sa given formula, that is case number 1, we have x minus h squared is equal to 4c y minus k. So, we know already nga ang h is 2, kanina as a vertex. So, mao ng x minus 2 squared is equal to, the formula is 4c. The 4 is constant here. And we got the c here, which is positive 4. So, we have 4 times c. 4 times 4 is 16. And then y minus 1, because our k here na as a vertex is also 1. And first, sa example 2 po, we have noticed here that the focus is to the left of the vertex. Okay, with vertex at V6 and negative 4. And the focus is at negative 2 and negative 4. So, ang focus is to the left of the vertex. Thus, the axis is horizontal with equation of the form y is equal to k. And satisfied by V, which is the vertex, and F, which is the focus. Thus, the axis is equal to y equals negative 4. Because as we know that the given there is ang vertex 6 ug negative 4. Ang focus po negative 2 ug negative 4. So ang value sa y there sa vertex ug sa focus parehas sila nga negative 4. So ang ato ang y is equal to negative 4. And finally, to get the c, ato ang i-minus ang x sa focus, which is negative 2, ug ang x po sa vertex nga 6. So, negative 2 minus 6 is negative 8. So, naanatay c nga negative 8. So, we just have the equation of the parabola, that is case number 2. Y minus k squared is equal to 4c times x minus h. That's the formula for case number 2. And we know already nga ang ato ang k is negative 4 because that's in the given. The value of y is negative 4 sa vertex o sa focus. So our k is also negative 4 since y is equal to the k. And y minus negative 4 is the same with y plus 4 because y minus negative 4 is the same with y plus 4 because negative times negative is positive. And it becomes negative 32 because as we know, ang formula is 4 times the c. Kung ang atong c is negative 8. So 4 times negative 8, that is negative 32. And x minus 6 because the given vertex there is 6 and negative 4. So ang atong h is 6. Atong k is negative 4. So we have x minus h. So we have x minus 6. So that's the given equation there. Okay, example number 4. Sketch the parabola with the given equation showing its vertex, focus, directrix, axis, and latus rectum. So, ang atong buhaton ron is mag-sketch na tag parabola. Okay, number 1, we have x is equal to negative y squared over 2. And number 2 is 0 is equal to x squared minus 4x minus 4y plus 16. So is this an equation of the parabola? So our solution is to obtain all pertinent details of the parabola, we transform the above equations into standard form. First, kay dili man na sila mga standard form. As we know, nga ang standard form, we have x squared is equal to 4cy or y squared is equal to 4cx, or it's either x minus h squared is equal to 4c times y minus k, and y minus k squared is equal to 4c times x minus h. Those are standard form of the equation of the parabola. So, in example number 1, in standard form, we have y squared is equal to negative 2x. Why is it? Nga, mauna na siya ang ato ang standard form. So, because we apply the multiplication property of equality, MPE, we multiply negative 2 both sides. So, negative 2 times x, we have negative 2x, and negative 2 times negative y squared over 2, we can have positive y squared. And we have now the simplified or the standard form, y squared is equal to negative 2x. Now, how we get the c? Because we have here, the equation is y squared is equal to negative 2x. So as we know that we have 4 times the c. And what is the number that we are going to multiply by 4, that the result is negative 2, because the coefficient of negative 2 there is x. Ang kauban na sa x is negative 2. So, unsa may c? So, our c here is negative 1/2 x, because 4c is equal to negative 2. Kani, constant na nga formula to get the c. 4c, then i-equal ninyo kung unsa ang kauban sa x or y sa given nga equation. So 4c is equal to negative 2. 4c divided by 4 is equal to negative 2 divided by 4. Is equal to c is equal to negative 1/2, because the simplest form of negative 2 fourth is negative 1/2. So our c here is negative 1/2. That is, the axis is y is equal to 0. That is the x-axis. And the vertex at the origin. That is the equation of a vertical or horizontal parabola in with vertex at the origin. So we have our focus is at negative 1/2 and 0. What case is this? Case number 2 sa katong theorem nga ang vertex is origin. Mama na ang formula. We have x squared is equal to 4cy and y squared is equal to 4cx. So, ang given equation, when we transform that to standard form, we have y squared is equal to negative 2x. So, that is case number 2. So, ang case number 2, to get the focus is c and 0. And directrix, the line x is equal to negative c. So, we have already our c here, that is negative 1/2 and 0. And the directrix is the vertical line x is equal to positive 1/2, because ang directrix opposite man kung unsa ang c. So negative 1/2 ang atong focus, Ang atong directrix is the vertical line, x is equal to positive 1/2. And this makes the latus rectum also vertical. So its endpoints thus share the same abscissa or values the x ng abscissa as the focus. So we have x is equal to -1. Since these endpoints are on the parabola, we have the following. -1/2 is equal to -1/2 y squared. So we will multiply to -2 both sides. So -2 times -1/2 is +1. And -1/2 y squared times -2, that is positive y squared. And we will get the square root of 1 and the square root of y squared. So the square root of y squared is y, and the square root of 1 is positive and -1. So that is the endpoints of the latus rectum are -1/2 and 1, and -1/2 and -1. So, okay, we have our focus is at -1/2 and 0. And our latus rectum or the endpoints, tungod po sa -1/2 o sa 1 and -1/2 o -1. Our directrix o diri po sa positive 1/2 kay ato ang directrix is the vertical line x is equal to 1/2. So mao siya ang forma sa parabola. Okay. And number 2, we first transform the equation to its standard form by completing the squares. Diba? Ang number 2 nga given is 0 is equal to x squared minus 4x minus 4y plus 16. And that is not in standard form. So we first transform the equation to its standard form by completing the squares. So we have 4y is equal to x squared minus 4x plus 16. So, ang negative 4y, we put that to the left side of the equation. That's another variable for y. And we have x squared minus 4x plus 16. So we have 4y is equal to x squared minus 4x equals -16. Since dili man na perfect square pa ang x squared minus 4x plus 16. So ato sang i-complete ang x squared minus 4x. So we have 4y is equal to x squared minus 4x plus blank is equal to -16. And the formula in completing the square, this is the constant formula. Did you remember? The quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c. And in completing the square, we need to find the half of the b. So in our equation here, we have x squared minus 4x. So our b is -4. So we have -4 squared. So the half of -4 is -2. We will square it. That's positive 4 is -2 is -2 is positive 4. So we can have y is equal to x squared to complete the square, to make it a perfect square polynomial. We also need to add -16. So -16 plus 4 is -12. And we transpose that -12 to the other side. So we have 4y is equal to x squared minus 4x plus 4 plus 12. And x squared minus 4x plus 4 is a perfect square polynomial. So we can have its factor, that is a square of binomial. So 4y minus 12. Since we'll transpose the left side of the equation, that is 4y minus 12. Or we apply the subtraction property of equality. We subtract 12 both sides. So 4y minus 12 is equal to the factor of that perfect squared trinomial x squared minus 4x plus 4 is x minus 2 squared. Anong x minus 2 squared? Is the square of x squared is x and the square of 4 is 2. And that's minus because our middle term is negative 4x. And we square it because the factors of a perfect squared trinomial is the square of a binomial. Or we can have we can interchange them. We'll put x minus 2 squared at the left side of the equation and 4y minus 12 at the left side of the equation so that it will be easy for us to find the vertex, the C, and the axis, and the focus, and the directrix, and the latus rectum. So we have why it becomes 4 times y minus 3 because we factor 4y minus 12. So the greatest common monomial factor of 4y and 12 is 4. And 4y divided by 4 is y, and negative 12 divided by 4 is negative 3. So 4 times y minus 3 is the factor of 4y minus 12. Thus, the vertex is at 2 and 3 because in our formula we have x minus h squared is equal to 4 times c times y minus k, and that's case number 1. We have x minus h squared is equal to 4c times y minus k. So to get the vertex, ato ang kwaon ang h and the k. So the v or the vertex, we have kaning 2 by x minus h man is a formula. So our h is 2 and our k is also 3 kay y minus k man eh. So our k is 3. So nanatay vertex. And to get the c, we have 4 man ni ang given. So 4c is equal to 4. 4 c divided by 4 is equal to 4 divided by 4. That is 1. So atong c is 1. And the axis is x is equal to 2. Just vertical kay 2 man ang ato ang h. And h is equal to h. Ang atong focus should be, ang atong focus is h, which is 2. Kanang naa sa vertex. Maman ang ato ang h. And then, the k is k plus c. Ang atong k is 3 man. Ang atong c kay 1. So, 3 plus 1. So, ang ato ang focus na asa 2 and 4. And the directrix should be the line y is equal to 3 minus 1 kay k minus c man. So, ang atong k is 3. Then, minus c, 1, so 2. So, ang atong directrix, 2. And the latus rectum should then be along y is equal to 4. Hence, its endpoints must satisfy the following. So, we have 16 is equal to x squared minus 4x plus 16. And we subtract 16 both sides. So, 16 minus 16 is equal to x squared minus 4x plus 16 minus 16. So, 0 na. So, we have the equation now. 0 is equal to x squared minus 4x. And we will factor that x squared minus 4x. So, we have the greatest common monomial factor of x squared and negative 4x is x. Yung common nila sa kada terms. So, x squared divided by x is x and negative 4x divided by x negative 4. So, we can have this. That is, the endpoints of the latus rectum are 0 and 4 and 4 and positive 4. And the sketch of the parabola shown below. So, muna ang focus tungod siya sa tuog 4. Dayon, ang vertex naa sa tuog 3. And ang endpoints naa sa 0, 4, o 4 and 4. And the directrix naa sa 2. Dire tungod sa y nga 2. So, mao ni ang graph sa parabola. Okay, there is a historical gem of parabolas and projectiles. One of the important applications of the parabola is in projectile motion. So, naani siya sa physics nga topic. So, in physics, an object is said to be in projectile motion if the only force that acts upon its motion is gravity. No air resistance, no other force whatsoever. It is now known that the path followed by an object in projectile motion is either a straight line, if the motion is purely vertical, such as in dropping a ball to the ground, or a parabola. Among the scientists who first discovered this experimentally is Galileo. Okay, scientist who discovered was Galileo. So, siya ni ang nag-discover sa projectile motion. That's one application of the parabola. So, our integration of faith and learning, like parabolas, there is a focus. We will focus our goals to God alone because He knows what is best for us. Remember that He already prepared a good future for all of us. The Bible says in Jeremiah 29:11, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." That's all our lesson for today. I hope you learned something about parabola.